Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, in our series of lectures related to the course of quantitative techniques, today we are having a session on the topic of correlation, one of the most important topics inshallah you learn about in your research analysis and also in your statistical analysis. So first here I'm just giving you the concept behind what is the correlation and how it works in statistical analysis to your students. So simply, the correlations measured the strength and direction of linear relationship between two numerical variables. Dear students, if you have two variables and you are interested to know how these variables are related, so for this purpose, simply we have the function of correlation, dear students. Correlation is symmetric. It treats both variables equally. If you have two variables x and y and just try to know how they are related, so keep in mind the relationship is symmetric. If you just try to find out the relationship between x and y or y and x, so the answer will be same. And it does not imply causation. It means we have regression analysis and we have correlation analysis, right? So in regression analysis, we have the causation. We just try to find out and explore what is the cause and effect and how the independent variable is affecting the dependent variable. What is the relationship? But keep in mind, dear students, in correlations, we do not have causations. We do not have the relationship between cause and effect. Simply, we just try to explore how variables are related. And then we just try to know whether they are related strongly or weekly, or what is the relationship, whether it's positive or negative. Okay, if you have a business and just try to know what is the relationship between advertising and sales, I just try to explore what is the relationship between income and education. Just interested to know about the relationship, whether the relationship is positive or it's negative. Not about the causation. What is affecting another is not important in correlation, dear students. Okay, the correlation simply is called Pearson correlation coefficient, which is shown by R for the sample statistic or for sample data, and for the population we are just having the rho, which is P, right? The symbol P, like looking like a P, and which is pronounced like rho. Okay, the Pearson correlation coefficient. Why it's called Pearson? Why? Because it is discovered for the first time by Pearson, a person. That's why it's called Pearson correlation coefficient. Simply, dear students, in correlation, we have a range of positive one and negative one. If the answer, the results of the correlation is closer to 1 or it's 1, simply you can say there is a perfect positive linear relationship. But if it's closer to negative 1 or it's minus 1, you can say there is a perfect negative linear relationship. But if it is getting closer to 0, it means there is lower or less relationship. And if it's exactly 0, it means there is no linear relationship, dear student. Okay, here we are talking about linear relationship. So simply what is interpretation? If your R, our correlation is 0.85, this is a value which is getting closer to 1, we say there is a strong positive relationship. And if it is just getting closer to negative value, right, then we say there is a moderate negative. If this value is just getting closer to negative 1, you can say there is a perfect negative linear relationship once it's minus 1. And if it is just like minus 0.99, so you can say that is very much closer to negative 1. So you have a very much strong negative relationship. So in this example, this is strong positive and this is moderate negative. Why? Because it's negative but not really very much close to 1. Okay, dear students, we have a function or we have formula for the correlation. Okay, simply if you have a data sets, so you should find out the x minus x bar and y minus y bar and their product, and just take its the summation of both, and then you should divide it by the denominator, where you should take the square root of summation x minus x bar raised to power 2 and summation y minus y bar raised to power 2. Okay, simply for better comprehension, dear students, I have an example here. Okay, we have an example of two variables. One is x and y. So assume this is the x is representing the budget, right? Advertising budget, and this y is representing the sales, right? And this is in K amount, or you can say 2,000. If you have the budget, advertising budget, right, that is 2,000. So what is the sale level or you can say the total sale, that is 50,000, and if it is the budget is 4,000, the sale is 50,000. In this way, we have two variables, dear students. Just try to know how these two variables are related simply. Okay, so in correlation analysis, first we just find out the x bar simply. Okay, look here, I find out the average value, and average is the x bar, you can say. So just simply take the average. So this is the average of x, and then we have the average value simply. Okay, just drag it to the right. Okay, so in this formula we have x minus x bar, and y minus y bar. So first I'm just computing x minus x bar very simply. So equal sign, from each value of x subtract the value of x bar. This is x bar. Just press F4 to stick into this reference cell. Okay, press enter and just drag it down. Then you have x minus x bar, and then we find out y minus y bar simply. And from each value of y, just subtract this value. Let's just press enter F4, press enter and drag it down. These are y minus y bar. Okay, next information, dear students, you need just x minus x bar square and y minus y bar square simply. So we have x minus x bar raised to the power 2, and we need y minus y bar raised to the power 2 simply. Okay, how to find this out? Just use the power function. Just click on this x minus x bar and raise to the power 2 simply, and use the same for y minus y bar. So use the power function. This is the y value, y minus y bar, and just raise it. Click on this value here. Okay, this is power. Click on this value in comma, raise to the power 2. Okay, dear students, just drag it down. We square it just to eliminate the negative values. Why? Because it's creating problems, dear students. Okay, we have all values. So just you should compute the x minus x bar and y minus the product of both of these values. So you just compute the product. So you can say x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Okay, this is the product. And for this product value, just multiply these two values. This is just giving you the product. Okay, just drag it down, your students. Now we need summation of the product of x minus x bar and y minus y bar, and this is a value. You just take its summation. Summation means just the sum or the total of this. Okay, the next we have the x minus x bar. You just take the summation of x minus x bar. This is the summation of x minus x bar, right? And then take the summation of y minus y bar simply. So we found all the values. Now we find out the correlation, which is shown by R, and simply equal sign. In the numerator we have summation x minus x bar into y minus y bar, which is this value, and simply divided by the square root of, right, this summation x minus x bar, which is this value, and then multiply this summation y minus y bar, this value. And this is just giving you the answer of correlation, dear students. Okay, what does this mean, dear student? You can say simply the 0.883 mean, dear students, that there is a positive strong correlation. Why? Because it's getting closer to 1. If it is 1, you can say there is a perfect positive correlation. But if it is just closer, 0.88, this is very much big number, you can say there is a strong positive correlation, dear students. Okay, this is how you have learned how to do it manually, but in Excel we have a function. Straight away just you can use the function for correlation, right? Just equal sign and just type correl, right, this value, and just take the first variable in array 1 and take the second variable in array 2. This is simply giving you the correlation. Okay, dear students, the interpretation is clear. 0.88 means the value is just getting closer to 1, and we say there is a strong positive correlation. And if it is just negative number, then you can say there is a strong negative correlation. Okay, what is the positive relationship and negative relation? Positive means if one variable increases, another also increases, and negative if one increases, another decreases. So another example, if x increases, y also increases, right? There is positive relationship. And if this value is negative, then you can say if x increases, the y decreases, all right? One increase in the opposite, another is decreasing, dear students. So this was the concept of correlation, dear student. Okay, just simply I'm just showing you here in the graph. Take these two values, click on the insert and click on the chart, and here we have scatter plot. Click on this one. Look, dear student, how these variables are correlated. This is just showing the correlation, and the correlation is strong. Okay, it is strong in perfect, right? Perfect line. This is not perfect line. Why? Because we can see here that it is 0.88, and if it is perfect line, it means there is a strong correlation simply. Okay, click here and just trend line. This is a trend line. So if all these points are exactly on the line, then you can say there is a strong positive correlation. But if they are not exactly on the line, but they are closer to, you can see there is strong correlation, right? There is somehow strong but not perfect correlation. Perfect means that all the points just they lies exactly, they lie exactly on the line, dear students. Okay, when these points are more dispersed, they are scattered and not closer to the line, you can say there are less correlation. And if they are getting closer, it means there are more correlation. If they are exactly on the line, there is a perfect correlation, dear students. Hopefully the concept and idea of correlation is clear. But one point, just keep in mind, dear student, if there is a negative correlation, then the graph is just in the opposite way. Not okay, that's just going in this way, and then the graph is just going from the high to down in this way, dear students. Okay. Okay, hopefully the concept of correlation is clear. Assalamu alaikum.